Hello guys, I am Mr. Tachyon. I'm here with another interesting topic for you. Today I'm going to be discussing with you a topic that is also known as a paradox. Okay, it comes under the category of a paradox, right? But before I start this topic, I want you all guys to just go and check out my first video on the channel because this topic is somewhat related to it. Okay, the first video was made about black holes, and this is also known as this topic covers something that is known as black hole information paradox. Okay, so please check it out if you have time to spare. I would love it. Okay, now let's start today's topic. Now, specifically a paradox related to black holes, just as I said before. As most of you know, my first video was also based on black holes, so I thought about a relevant topic and I got one. This topic is also known. This topic, as you see on the screen right now, yes, it's black hole information paradox. Most of you may know it because it was like a very interesting topic when it came out. Okay, it counters Hawking's radiation theory. Yes, it's actually not a theory anymore, it's proof. But let's start. Okay, so let's begin from the very basic and let's ask the question, the most basic question there is, what is a paradox? First of all, let's start with the category. A paradox is a contradiction that is based on our universe. Okay, a contradiction, something that conflicts with your basic theory or your ideas, right? It's not just used in literature, there are paradox based in physics. Okay, so for example, there is a famous paradox that is the grandfather paradox. I'm just going to give you just a basic mindset of it so you understand what I'm going for. Okay, so in grandfather paradox, suppose there is a family. There is a grandfather who was very cruel. Let's suppose he was very cruel, and for some reason his son didn't like, or was very uh, nice with it, nice with the behavior. So he decides to go back and erase his grandfather's existence. You got it? Okay, he erases, he goes back in time. Okay, it's not, time travel is not proved yet. Okay, I'm just gonna say that it's proved. He goes back in time, he erases the grandfather's existence. He either kills him or I don't know what he does, but he just erases his existence. Now there's a paradox begins. Okay, if the grandfather, let's suppose this, okay, wait a second, I just need to choose a pencil. Okay, now suppose this is the grandfather. Okay, and this is the son. This, if this, now this is the son. If he goes back, okay, this is grandson, not the son. I'm sorry for the misinterpretation. This is his grandson, this is his grandfather. He goes back in time, he erases his existence, so there is no more grandfather. If there is no more grandfather, there is one more variable left, that is the grandfather's son or his father, grandson's father. If the grandfather didn't exist, then how come his father exists and how come the grandson exists? If he erases the existence, the very existence of his father is denied, and then his existence is denied in that universe as well. Okay, the drawing might not be good, I'm just trying to give you a mindset of it all. Okay, this is just beginning of a grandfather paradox. This is not black hole paradox, no. I'm just trying to help you understand the meaning of a paradox. Okay, so if there is no son here, you understood that there is no existence of a grandfather, thus no existence of his father, thus no existence of him himself. So what happens? If he does not exist himself, how does he go back in time to, erase the existence of his grandfather in the first place? Right? This begins a paradox. A contradiction in space or in universe, in universe. Okay, this paint 3D is not a good app to be used in Windows 10. I don't know. I'm not getting. It's not so fit for me. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. Please cope with it. Okay, so you understood this topic, right? Okay, but there is a solution for this, and if you guys are, I'm not going to continue now because my topic was black hole information paradox, and I've already, went out of my way to help you understand a paradox. So now there is a solution for this. You can go to Google or you can go to other YouTubers, and they are going to explain to you what the solution is. It is also known as quantum superposition. Okay, a superposition of the state of a particle. You just go. You can check it out in Google. You choose your way. Okay, wait a second. Pause here.
Yeah, since I have to do a lot of leg work, let's put a 5 for now, and I'll probably downgrade. Yeah, there's some research before I maybe.
भूल गया इरेजर भी था शी
Yeah, let's put a 5 as well. So, Roger, are there designs for these stories?
video start in 3.
Right, okay, so I don't think these are ready for development if we don't have any designs, right?
Video start in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it took a little time to erase all that stuff. So now you know what's a paradox, right? Just throw an example. If there is any doubt, post it in the comment section. I'll be there to check it out. I'll help you. Okay, is there any suggestion related to anything? Just ask me. I will appreciate any suggestions. Okay, it's welcome. So now let's continue on a topic. Okay, recently the black hole information paradox, not recently, I don't know the correct date, but it did came out. And so a black holes, let me start with another basic word. Black holes are a dense objects in space. Okay, they appear when stars die. Okay, very huge stars with very dense stars. Let's suppose this is our sun. Okay, so 20 times the mass of our sun should be, it's the least value which needs to be there, so that the star, when it dies, it converts to a black hole. Yes, so 20 times the mass of our sun, you can just imagine, right? And there are so many black holes out there in space. So our sun is also known as a dwarf star. It's not star because the size is not comparably enough for it to be called a star. So we've classified it as a yellow dwarf star. Not going into detail now. Okay, so pause video. Start in 3, 2. One. Okay. So these black holes, yeah. So Okay, let me start. See, every object in the universe has information. You agree, right? Let's say a banana. Here I am drawing a banana. Not a very good drawing, I know. This banana has some sort of information in it. Not good writing, that too I know. Pause video. Video starting. 3,
It's
2,
actually
1.
only missing
Okay, so every object in the universe, right, just what I said, has information such as shape. There you go, shape. And it also shape, like it has a curved shape. Here you can see, right, it's curved, and it has a size. It's 30 centimeters long, right? Okay, then I'm just saying, let's suppose. Okay, not saying that it's the exact banana that I'm right now eating or something. Okay, so it does have mass, it has density, it has weight, right? You got it. Now this information is different from what we call quantum information. A quantum information is just information that a particle, a subatomic particle, I'm not talking about atoms, no, electrons, subatomic particles, because they're constituted in atoms. Let's say this is the nucleus, this is the shell or the orbit of the electron. So an atom consists of all these. This is atom, this is nucleus. Not, I just can't write n in that little space, the stylus is not working that way. Okay, so anything that an atom consists can be classified into subatomic particles. Not, the statement may not be totally true, but just for the consideration. Okay, quantum mechanics, this is what it comes into. Quantum mechanics is a branch of physics which deals with subatomic particles, the behavior of subatomic particles. Now, you would be thinking, why doesn't the particles obey the Newton's law? Inertia, reaction, and action and reaction. Well, no. See, this is what's different, and it's what's intriguing all over. It's because subatomic particles are actually obey laws that are totally out of this world. You can use this phrase right now, because quantum world is literally a subatomic world inside our normal world. Okay, if you don't understand, let me know in the comment section, I will help you understand it again. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so each particle consists the information about the object that it constitutes. Okay, I'm not going to go into that much detail. I'm just here to help you explain a paradox, and the video is getting too much long again. So maybe I'm just getting carried away. So let's just do it fast. But no, I also want you to understand. So every object has a quantum information. Every object has an information. Now when I burn or I smash this banana, okay, I'm not doing it, but when I smash this banana, it's some it gets deformed, don't you think? Right? It gets deformed in a way. Its shape, which was constitutes one of the information category, it gets deformed, it changes. Okay, it changes or it gets deformed, is destroyed. Okay, size, same thing. Now it's not 30 centimeter in length. I've smashed it and I've compressed it into something that is now a gooey structure that is like 8 centimeters, 4 centimeters long. Okay, doesn't matter, just suppose. Now we can change this information, right? But now we will be thinking, or I wanted to think, can we change the quantum information? Is it in our hands that we can change a quantum information? Okay guys, I hate to leave you at this cliffhanger, but I have to stop this video for today and I have to leave because the video was actually a lot longer than this, at extended approx 40 minutes. So I don't want you guys to be bored. So the next part will be coming out in 2 to 3 days. Yes, approx 2 days. Yes, it will come out. And if you guys have enough spare time, you have time to spare, you can go and check out my first video, which will appear at the end screen right now. So thank you guys for viewing my channel. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you.